Hi everybody, it's Jessica from Chambray Blue Sewing. This is fabric haul video for June 2020. I have a lot of fabric to show you this time around, and it's kind of an addiction. You know that, right? I had been buying fabric at retail for the longest time, and the more I sew, the more fabric I consume and the more it costs. And I recently decided that it made more sense for me, sewing as much as I do, to buy fabric wholesale. So the first time I bought wholesale fabric was earlier this year when I was had a booth at a couple of the sewing expos. I was at the Sewing and Stitchery Expo in Washington, and then at the Sew Expo in Atlanta. And I had some fabric left over from that, which is now for sale in my Etsy store. And I was really debating as to whether or not I wanted to keep fabric in stock and keep selling it regularly. And I decided that it makes sense for me to do it, number one, because I consume so much. It's just more cost effective to buy it wholesale. And number two, for those of us of larger sizes, I always seem to underestimate how much fabric I'm going to need for a project. So it just makes sense to buy in bulk instead of a couple yards here and a couple yards there, because those are the pieces that I never get used. They're just not big enough. For example, making a blouse, I used to buy 2 yards, maybe 3 yards of fabric, thinking that would be plenty, but depends on the width of the fabric. If you're using a narrow fabric, cotton fabric can be 42 inches, maybe 43 inches, depending. Some of them are wider, but that's a narrow one is about that size. It's hard to get a 2X or 3X pattern cut on a narrow piece of goods like that. So for me, it made more sense to just buy more fabric. So in a nutshell, that's what I'm doing. I'm buying more fabric. If I have leftovers, I'm selling it in my Etsy store. And the whole idea is that you can see a pattern that I've designed in a certain fabric and be able to purchase the fabric and the pattern from me to make your own look. So anyway, here are the fabrics. The first one is a beautiful spandex jersey knit. It is really lightweight. It's got a great stretch to it, and I loved the color. It's sort of a chambray blue color, which you know is totally my thing. It'd be great with jeans, it'd be great with white or navy blue, and just an all-around great fabric for summer. So this one, I had envisioned making a dress, like a t-shirt dress, just simple, but something that I'd wear day in and day out, maybe even a pair of pajamas, top and shorts to wear for summer. Not totally sure yet. We'll see how much sewing I get done with that. The next one is this wild print. Normally I'm not a print person, but I was looking for some really summer tropical prints, and I just fell in love with this one. I thought I was getting a red and blue combo, if you can believe that. And they sent me the orange one, and I don't know if they just didn't have the red or what, but I'm kind of glad that they did, because I really love it. It's something I do not have in my wardrobe. I don't have anything that's a coral or orange color right now, and it's good for me to step out of my box sometimes. So this is a knit fabric. It's rayon spandex knit. It's a great hand. It's opaque, which I like because it's, sometimes you can see straight through things. But this, I think, would be really beautiful for a summer wrap dress, and that's going to be one of my projects coming up later this summer, so I can't wait to do that. And I do have this in my Etsy store. I bought a lot of it, so I have extra. If you love it and need to have it, I'll put the link in the comments. The next one is sort of a boho print. This is, again, a rayon spandex knit, and I love the stripes on it. Another thing I don't have in my wardrobe is a whole lot of stripes, other than what I made this t-shirt recently. But it's vertical stripes instead of horizontal, which is a good thing for those of us who are larger. Vertical stripes are much more flattering than the horizontal ones. So I'm excited to work with that. This is also in my Etsy shop. It's very soft, and I washed it already. It's got a beautiful drape to it, and it came out really well. So that'll be coming up on the blog. This one, finish all the knits first. So this is a beautiful tropical. I was looking for something to make a caftan out of, but I might make a dress too. So the colors in here really caught my eye. Again, don't have a lot in the pinks, and I hardly ever wear white because I tend to slobber food down my front. But I'm making an exception because I really love it. And you can bleach white, so who cares? But I love this. This is another brand spandex knit. It's fairly opaque, even though it's a light color, and it'll be a beautiful summer caftan coming up on the blog. So there's that. Now I have a cotton woven, and a lot of times when I buy cotton wovens, they end up being pieces for bias binding or things like that, and I don't generally make a lot of apparel out of them. I find that it's a little bit heavy to wear in warm weather, and for winter it's not warm enough, so I kind of just don't really do a lot with it. However, it seems like cotton wovens are making a comeback. So I fell in love with this wild print, and I bought a big piece of it, and I can't wait to make it up into a maxi dress. It's going to be gorgeous. I just adore the colors. It's got little bits of gold in it. It is a wider size, which is great, and now I'm really picky with what I buy as far as cotton wovens. I need things that are as wide as can be, like 50, 52 inches. I won't buy anything that's narrower than that because for me it just doesn't even make sense. But I love the colors. So there's that. Then, as you may or may not know, I love denim. I have a big stash of different denim fabrics, and the only color in the rainbow pretty much in the denim spectrum that I didn't have was white. So I bought an entire bolt of white denim. This is in the Etsy shop if you're interested. It has a bit of stretch to it, so it's got some give to it, which is great. It's really comfortable. This is a nice quality fabric. I washed a piece of it. It didn't shrink a ton, and I just really love the way it came out. So I'm envisioning this in a simple shift dress with a silk chiffon capelet over the top. I think it's going to be gorgeous. Can't wait. And last but not least, so one of the other things I'm completely lacking in my wardrobe is dressier items. And I have one sequin skirt, which I just love, but it's super dressy. It's, you know, like something you wear once a year. However, ta-da, look at this. I found this fabric. So it's a denim fabric with clear sequins on it, and it just sparkles and shines, and I can't wait to work with it. I think I'm going to do a jacket for fall, and maybe even a skirt to mix in with some of my other wardrobe pieces for a night out here and there. But it's really beautiful. It's soft, and it's not really stiff and heavy. The sequins are really kind of pliable, it seems like, and I think it's going to be really easy to sew. Unlike the last sequin fabric I sewed, I had to shave the sequins away on the seam allowance, and this one I think I can probably sew straight through it. So it'll be neat to see how that comes out. This is in the Etsy store also. I bought, again, a huge bolt of it because I just thought it was the coolest thing, and thought it would be just what my viewers might like. On the back, you can see it's got these little lines from where the sequins were sewn on, so you could even do something fun, like a contrasting cuff or something like that would be kind of neat in that fabric too. So that is pretty much it for this month. I do have a couple other things coming up for June, even though it's almost the end of the month, but I have a couple projects I'm going to crank out hopefully before the end of the month. So I'll put those links in the comments. Make sure and subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.